What's up everyone, this is Ignatius. This morning I wanted to make a really quick video to teach anyone who hasn't figured it out yet how to get rid of the worst map mods in the .3 season, which are Chilled Ground and Temp Chains. So first of all, I've got a written guide for this, which has a link to the trades for items, some links to the wiki to understand these effects, and also some other concepts for removing these effects in maps. But also I'm planning to keep this video really short and just kind of cut straight to the chase on how to do this and show you an example. So first of all, you should know that Chilled Ground applies chill, which is an ailment, and Temp Chains is a curse, which is a debuff. So these two things work differently, and there can be different approaches to reducing them or eliminating them. In general, to eliminate Chilled Ground, I think there's only two methods. One is to stack this modifier, reduced slowing potency debuffs, on you. You will see this on certain items. You'll also see it on certain nodes on the tree. I think this is one here. Yep. Slowing potency debuffs and reduced movement speed penalty. But just that debuffs one is the one that matters. So you could stack this as a way to permanently get this, reduced. However, you can also go buy a pair of Wanderlust boots. Now, these boots are really simple. 20% move speed, which is not that great, but 30% chill is almost a third reduction in your overall action speed. So, it's not a huge difference to come down to 20 from your usual 30 or 35 compared to Chilled Ground. And then we have this text. Your speed is unaffected by slows. Now, in the guide, I went ahead and put a trade link for these boots here. And, of course, you could go search the boots and find them. But the movement speed can be a reduced roll if it has been corrupted. And then also, I think it's ideal to find one that is 20 with 2 sockets, ideally fully qualityed, so you get a little bit more energy shield. If you want to get more spendy, which I did, you go 20 and 3 sockets. So this would be an exceptional one, and there's only 9 of them, so they're going to go really fast. If anybody finds this, go out there and buy them as quickly as you can. But 1 div for a 3 socket I think is a worthwhile investment. This allows you to do 2 things. 1, whatever resist you are struggling with when you pull your main boots off, so you can see I'm at 51 lightning and 65 cold. When my main boots come off, I throw these on, boom, I'm back up to res capped. So you can patch resists more freely with the 3 sockets. There also is, for anybody who wants to go super crazy, and I haven't seen anybody do this yet, but you could triple socket Feral's Rune to the Chase and bump these back up to 35% movement speed. That would be really expensive, but, of course, really enjoyable to be as fast as you were when you had your main boots on. So that's how we get rid of Chilled Ground, and I do constantly now in my mapping sessions, I keep these Wanderlust boots here. When I come into a map that has Chilled Ground, I actually don't even look for it on the map mods. I just start running around, and if I see Chilled Ground, you can see the 28% there. Usually it's 30. 30 is kind of the default. I just throw these boots on, and boom, it goes down to 0, and we're back to full speed here, man. It's really great. Okay, so that takes care of chill. Now, Temp Chains, there is an additional method. Because it is a curse, we have an additional method for taking care of this curse, and that is this single node on the tree called Warding Potions. If you come here on the tree, this is on the deck side of the tree underneath Hollow Palm Technique, you'll see Warding Potions. Removes a curse when you use a mana flask. So the ideal here would not be to keep this on permanently, though, potentially for quality of life you could. You could even find a Megalo Jewel that has it. If you're some other class that's way over here, a Megalo or an Anoint could be the way to go if Temp Chains is really your holdup for quality of life and maps. But the other thing you can do is a weapon swap. Now, I have a separate video that overviews how to allocate weapon set skill points and avoid some of the pitfalls that are in the mechanics of how GGG built this into the game. But I'll just go ahead and show it right here. So you can see we have a 0 up here and 24 and 24 here. That means we have no weapon set skill points allocated. And what we want to do is put a bunch of damage nodes on 1 and then path down to this Warding Potions on 2. And so we're going to allocate back global points like this. And we're going to say weapon set 1. These are our damage nodes. So I'm going to bring these points back to weapon set 1. Apply. And then you see we have a 0 here, but we have a 24 and 16 here. That means we have 8 points here we can use to match the 16. So we're going to hit weapon set 2 and come down to warding potions. So now what happens is if we are on weapon set 2, warding potions is available, and if we use a flask while we're on this set, it will remove the temp chains. And the temp chains is a periodically applied curse in the maps, so it removes it for a good amount of time. If you want to make it even more seamless, you could take one skill and allocate it to just weapon set 2. So let's say I'm going to take Freezing Salvo, and we're only going to be on weapon set 2 with Freezing Salvo. Now, I would need a bow over there in weapon set 2 for this to actually work, but that would mean when I hit Freezing Salvo, not only am I on weapon set 2, but I used some mana by using it. So you have to have mana missing in order to use the flask. So that would make it so that there's mana missing and it swaps over. And then as soon as you hit another attack that's weapon set 1, it would go ahead and switch back. Now, of course, make sure that your weapon set 1 skills are not also on 2. Otherwise, it won't automatically switch back. So worth noting there. That's pretty much it. Those are kind of the 2 best go-to methods I've seen so far this league for eliminating these terrible and unfun effects. And if you have any other method or something that's even better, please let me know in the comments or in Discord, and I'll get things updated for the betterment of the knowledge of the community. Thank you everyone for watching. Have a good one.